What's going on, everyone? Welcome back, Crazy for KV's RC. I'm Tim. Welcome back to my channel. Thanks for watching. If you're not a subscriber, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, ring the notification bell, and leave a comment letting me know that you subscribed. Out here doing some filming today, trying to line some stuff up to get some videos queued up to come out probably every 2 weeks for the foreseeable future. Just don't quite have enough time to do every week, especially to do a semi-high quality video. I know there's way better. Still learning, still growing, but I appreciate all you being here. So today we're going to kind of do a quick look, walk around of a truck most of you have not seen. If you watched any of my live streams, you may have seen peaks of it, but it has never been seen as completed here on the channel or on my Instagram. But you may have heard me mention about taking a RC4 drive 4Runner hard body and putting it on a VS4-10 platform. And that's exactly what we have today. We're going to run it for the first time. We're out here at the lake. The water's a little high, but we definitely got enough terrain to challenge this hard body, tiny tire truck and just kind of take it out for its first little drive. So I kind of started working on this and gathering parts and planning for it basically when the F10T axles were announced. So you can see this truck does have a set of F10Ts underneath it. A little hard to see right now with how shadows and stuff. I don't want to flip it on its lid and scratch it up just yet. We'll let it get its scratches naturally. But yeah, this is like I said, RC four-wheel drive, 4Runner body. For the longest time, I was looking for an extra cab, the full truck. Had a hard time finding one. They were out of stock for a long time. This ended up coming in stock before the extra cab did. And I like this, equally just as much. A lot more people seem they've done this with an extra cab versus the 4Runner. So the first thing that stands out is the paint. This is actually a Home Depot plastic spray paint. I'll link it down below. This is called moss green. So we got a pretty simple little setup in this thing. We have a Fusion SE buried inside of that. This is a Vanquish VS4-10 Phoenix chassis. It's a straight axle, obviously. Use the internals from that for these F10Ts. I put the aluminum knuckles on the front. And gearing is left standard. No overdrive or anything put in the gears. We do have that VFD twin in there, and that's locked in low overdrive and obviously four-wheel drive. The dig is disabled. No servos to actuate anything in there. Probably could have done a standard VFD, but I bought this as a kit and just used what came with that. You can see we got full functionality of the doors. Hood is propped open right now, but I did have to cut on the underside of the interior right there in the center console. Just do some clearancing, and it just poked through. It's pretty much inconceivable unless you know what you're looking at. It looks like we did already lose the blinker indicator, which is unfortunate. But the interior, I just did just a flat black. I painted it with a black plastic spray paint as well, and then I went over it with like a Tamiya flat clear TS80, I believe is that color code. Underneath the hood, we got a little 450 3S pack, a tiny little receiver for my RC8X, an EcoPower 120T, 400 ounce inches, plenty of power, but it is actually turned down to 6 volts to accommodate the max voltage of that little receiver. You can see we blacked out the grill, blacked out all the bumpers, pretty much all the chromes have been blacked out. We went black on the rear here, a little bit dusty. It's been sitting in my room waiting for its maiden voyage for a while. We got class 0 crawlers. They got stock foams in them. They don't need to be anything special. They are vented, and those are wrapped around some Vanquish 1.9 inch KMC machetes. So learned a few things doing this truck for sure. Had some issues with some of the flat clear on some of these black parts actually cracking, almost like alligator skin like scaling up on me. It was a little bit cold. I was using a propane heater in between painting sessions in the garage to try to keep it warm, but it was in the 20s outside, and I was rushing it when I shouldn't have. So not perfect. You may see some paint blemishes in the video, but overall, it did turn out pretty good. We are going to have to do some clearancing on this bumper. This is a hard plastic bumper that comes with the body, and you can see we do get some tire rub. Even with these little 3.85 inch tires, something even smaller probably would be better. You may be able to see in the back there, see if we can get the glare out. But I just 3D printed a little fake Yeti cooler in white, and on the left-hand side is a black Pelican case style. And those are just to cover up the holes I had to cut in the body for the shock towers. So I used some 3D printed body mounts. You can barely see them right there. Those are from Shrink RC. Those are designed for this body and for the VS4-10 platform. Overall, the truck went on the chassis fairly easily. Like I said, I did have to cut some holes, Dremel them out. They're not exactly pretty, so that's why I got them covered up. For the rear shock towers, we're running 80 millimeter shocks. This is a straight axle, which would usually come with 90s, but I wanted to lower the overall ride height, and I think it still looks pretty good. Looks like it's got a pretty generous lift on it and some decent sized tires, but the body went on the chassis very well. The painting was just the thing I struggled with the most, and getting everything assembled and having patience while glue dried and E6000 or shoe glue dried, things like that. But that's pretty much it. We're definitely going to get some tire rub here. That's okay. I built this truck to drive it. I'm not going to drive it super hard, but I do want to drive it. I want to enjoy as scale of a truck as I have. It should lumber around pretty good. So we have the stiffest shocks that they make for the SADs on here, a good bit of preload, and it's still pretty soft. This is a pretty heavy truck. I'll give you guys the corner scale weight distribution if you're curious, as ran today. Put that right here and kind of let you know what we're working with. The body is about almost 2 pounds by itself. It is quite heavy, and the VS4-10 is not a thin or light chassis to run. There's a lot of plastic, a lot of cross bracing. The VFD twin is pretty heavy, and of course we have aluminum axles, aluminum wheels, things like that. They do add weight. But let's get it powered on, and we're going to take it out for a nice little drive. I'm not going to talk. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of music, something a little bit different, and check it out. Hope you enjoy. Thanks for watching.
you.